Just yesterday, Vine prankster Cameron Dallas, he was arrested for vandalizing his own apartment.
Well, it's a sad day. Everyone's favorite short filmmaker, Cameron Dallas, has been arrested in Los Angeles.
For paint being thrown over his 6th floor balcony.
Which almost hit someone that was walking by.
Well, when cops showed up, the evidence was literally everywhere.
Cops showed up and this time found out that they were throwing a makeshift paint party in the apartment, and the whole thing was covered in paint.
Cameron Dallas was then promptly arrested and held on $20,000 bail for a felony vandalism charge.
Yeah, so what's up, guys? Let me tell you what really happened. All right, so the day starts off. I invite JC, Kian, and their friend JJ, he's their photographer, over to my house. Basically, I invited them over. We're gonna shoot some YouTube videos for 20 Days of Dallas, and we filmed my prior video, Sign Someone Likes You. We filmed that, and then I was like, all right, Kian, you need one for your channel. So me, JC, and Kian, we pull out this twister board. We put it out.
What's up, guys? As you can tell, we are doing twister with paint.
What we actually bought for paint, they're like little bottles of acrylic paint that you get at the craft store, like Michael's or something. And I was like, they're non-toxic and they're washable. So we end up playing Twister.
Happy birthday, dear Weber. Happy birthday to you. Okay, go. Dude, stand one. Go.
Stand in my mouth, dude.
Yeah, can't wait to put my hand on that. Into my eyeball.
And then we're playing, and all of a sudden a knock on the door. We're like, who could this be? And we're like listening, and all of a sudden we hear it's the police banging on the door, and we're like, what? Like, why would the police be knocking on the door?
Someone's at the door. Someone's at the door.
Do I have water on my feet?
What is it? The police.
I open the door. The first thing he says is, who's the legal owner of this apartment? And I was like, I mean, I'm not the legal owner. I just live there. So I said, he's not here. He just left.
The owner of the apartment.
Oh, he's left. He's not here.
Okay, so who are you guys?
Filming video.
Okay. I'm here because of a radio call.
So I'm in the doorway, and I'm not sure what's going on. He was like, well, you guys need to get out. And I was like, why? He's like, because you guys don't live here. And I was like, no, I live here, but I'm just not the legal owner.
Because you don't live here.
Huh?
Because you
I
don't
do
live here. You just told me you don't live here.
No, he said
I'm not the legal owner.
Okay, so where is the legal owner?
He asked me to step outside and speak with him without fully explaining like why. This whole time, he had his foot in the door, like on our property, like inside of our house, and he was holding the door open. So he told me one more time to step outside, and if I don't, he's gonna pull me out, and that's essentially what happened.
Step outside.
We'll get all four of them.
Come on, step outside.
Sir. Don't. You're not allowed to touch.
I told you step outside. What are you? Stay over here. What are you doing?
Come out here and record this.
Come over here.
Record him. You didn't do anything. You can't touch him.
JJ, one of the videographers, he was filming, and I told him to come outside and film what they were doing. So he comes outside and he's filming, and the cop sees that. The cop grabs his camera, puts it on the wall, and then puts him in handcuffs and tells everyone inside to come out and put them in handcuffs.
You're not allowed to grab that.
Face forward. They're right here.
All of us?
Yes, all of you.
And he told us that we were under investigation for a battery charge because apparently someone was throwing something off the balcony and it almost hit someone. And since we were covered in paint, they said that it was us. So they hold us there for about an hour, 2 hours, just in the hall, sitting down. A couple more officers come, and we were waiting on their sergeant to come. So the sergeant just explained to us that we're gonna go down to the station, and we're not being charged with anything, but they just want to further the investigation. The only two people that they took into the precinct was me and JJ, the videographer. He let Kian and JC go. Now, Kian and JC, they had acting class, but I guess the acting coach said that they were covered in paint and just to come back next time. So they were like, all right, let's go check up on JJ and Cam. So they come to the precinct. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there. They had us handcuffed to a bench, and we're waiting to be processed or whatever. I don't know. And we're sitting down, and all of a sudden, I see 2 kids walk in with paint covered all over them, and I just start laughing because it's Keen and JC out of nowhere. Right when they walk in, they get arrested. And he was like, dude, we walked in here to bail you guys out, and they handcuffed us and arrested us. And we were just laughing so hard. We're like Keen was like, the first time I get arrested, I turned myself in. They sat us down, and we sat handcuffed to a bench like this for like 6 hours. And then they finally processed us. They dismissed everything having to do with the battery case, and they ended up charging us with vandalism of our own apartment. Like, looking back, the whole event, the event as a whole was blown out of proportion. We went from playing Twister, paint Twister, to landing ourselves in jail for no reason, really. I definitely think that the whole thing could have been avoided if me and the officer weren't in like a pissing match, I guess you would say. And we both weren't being stubborn, because it was kind of like, oh, well, you can't do this. And he's like, well, you can't do that. And like, we were kind of just arguing. So I definitely realized that that's something I need to work on, and that's something that I can improve on. And I will say I'm sorry to the officers. Yeah, it sucks that it happened, but some of the positive things that I took away with it is that I definitely don't want to go to jail. Just going through the whole process and like being in a jail cell, it really sucks, and that's not a place I want to be, and that's not a place you want to be. So it was good to experience that and know that I never want to go there again. So ultimately, everyone's charges were dropped, and we just wanted to come out and explain what really happened. A lot of the times, these YouTube videos, they get really messy, or if you do a challenge video, and I always see these comments like, oh, who has to clean this? And it's like, I have to clean it. We have to clean our own mess. But that's part of the process. I mean, you have fun and you clean up after yourself, and that's how it's supposed to go. So yeah, I just wanted to have you guys hear it from me, what really happened, and what I took from it.